Alright guys, it's time to talk about Arbitrum for the first time since June the 30th. As you see right here guys, I put this little arrow. The last video was here. So since then, we have actually gone up. This is a good thing. And we are coming up on a resistance at about 56.5 cents. Now, I have drawn another little trend line here. And there's actually a lot of different lines that you could draw for Arbitrum, but I think this would be probably the most significant one. And if you see, I zoomed out here. This goes back to March of 2024. So what I did was connect the midpoint here. It got a rejection, and we are coming up on that soon. So I'm going to leave that there. Now, we do have a couple of resistances before we get to that as of right now. So we are still also in this bottom Fibonacci, unfortunately, and we need to work our way out. Now, Arbitrum kind of has an interesting volume profile here. We are actually through the point of control finally. That is at about 47 cents, where you see this red line right here. And there's actually a big dip until we get up to about 97 cents. So I think we're going to run up pretty quickly, especially after we get above about 61 cents. And probably run up to, like I said, 97 cents. But we have to get through about $1.25. Once we do that, guys, I think this is going to pretty much rocket ship to the upside here. Taking a look at the Bollinger Bands on a weekly time frame, guys, you can see there was a pinch back here basically in November of 24, and we kind of get a little bit of a pinch here in the beginning of July. You can see that this blue line comes down, this one comes slightly up, but there are some red candles here, so I don't know if this action is over or not, but this looks a little bit more promising than the daily time frame that I have here. So there's not really any pinching so much. It's been consistently pretty wide, or the same width basically, I should say. And there was a pinch maybe in May, and it resulted in a little bit upward action, but it couldn't get over that resistance like before. But now it's finally through that resistance as of July the 10th. But yeah, I mean, sort of a little bit of a pinch here, but it's still kind of wide. So yeah, the weekly time frame, in my opinion, is just a little bit more interesting, and I do think there is a pinch in the beginning of July. Jumping over to the RSI and stochastic here, it's a little bit interesting. We do have overbought territory for the stochastic, but this blue line is crossing the red line to the upside, so it looks like it wants to push a little bit more here. The RSI is pointed pretty heavily to the upside, but it's in neutral territory. But again, it's still a mixed signal. Now, the daily time frame, kind of doing the same thing, except the RSI is a little bit higher than the weekly. So it's getting into this overbought territory. So yeah, not so good there, at least. Now, the 4-hour time frame actually is overbought on both the RSI and stochastic. I do expect that these will start to come down soon. Now, the 1-hour time frame, it is already coming down on stochastic, and the RSI is pretty high. It's in the overbought territory, but it is pointed slightly to the upside. But yeah, not looking so hot. But the 15-minute time frame, it looks like the blue line wants to cross this red line to the upside here. It is in neutral territory basically, just got out of the oversold territory, and the RSI still is not overbought. It's getting close though. So maybe in the very, very, very short term, guys, this can see some upside, maybe a little bit more, but I just think it's going to be a little bit tough for it to break this 56.5 cent mark. And for sure, if it does do that, and, if it does like a 4-hour candle over this, I would say, it's not going to probably break 61.37. I just don't see it surging up there without any news, or Ethereum just going on a mega massive run and very quickly. Now, one more indicator to consider, guys, is the MACD. This shows the momentum. So momentum looks like it's to the upside here. We're in this green period as well. So yeah, this is pointed pretty significantly to the upside, I would say. The highest the blue line ever was 0.25, and this is still under 0, so has a long way to go, at least on a weekly time frame. Now, the daily time frame, this is even pointed more significantly to the upside with this blue line. Just crossed the red line a few days ago. Now we do have this small green period. And if we go back in the history, this has been as high as 0.13 basically on the daily time frame, at least the local time frame. Now, if we go back even more, it's 0.23. So, yeah, momentum, guys, is to the upside. Both the weekly and daily are pointed up here. So, like I said, guys, the MACD shows momentum will go up. Now, on the RSI and stochastic, probably get a little bit of a breather here, I would say. Now, jumping over to the tokenomics of Arbitrum, guys, you can see that it's number 53 coin here in CoinGecko. It's up about 17% at the moment. Now, my holdings are here, guys. You can see that. My average cost is a little bit higher, unfortunately. Now, the max supply is 10 billion. A little bit more than half of that is out at the moment. And all-time high was $2.39, so it's about 77% down. So, do I think it's going to make it back to its all-time high? Well, this one probably can, just for the simple fact that it's kind of new. It's in the middle of being new and old, actually. This kind of came out in the middle of the bear market, I would say. And yeah, I do think this has a good chance. It's a great project, and I do recommend this to people. And I think it was George from Cryptos R Us, guys. He made like a $10,000 portfolio and asked ChatGPT to make it for him. This was one of the coins that it actually suggested, and I'm not sure why, but yeah, it wouldn't be a bad coin to have in your bags, I would say. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. Also, you can find Moodix here, guys. You can get a free 7-day trial, and you can follow me on X here. Jumping over to Bitcoin real quick, guys, you can see yesterday we broke above these two resistances as they were, and now we have retested those supports, and we are getting that bounce, guys. So it looks like Bitcoin will retest the all-time high very soon, and yeah, this is good, guys. It's looking really strong for Bitcoin at the moment. Now, if we jump over to the CME gap here, guys, we still have an $850 gap plus minus. And we're getting, kind of far away from it. So are we going to fill it, soon? Who knows, guys? Maybe we fill this in the bear market, but it's not that significant of a gap right now. It was a little bit larger earlier this week, guys. It was about $2,000 or so, plus minus. And yeah, we have, actually shrunken this gap just slightly. So let's see what happens. It's kind of hard to say what will happen, guys. But we did fill a more significant gap, if you remember, some months ago. That gap, I think, was about, I don't know, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 at the time. But yeah, we went all the way from, all-time highs down to the 70,000s. Jumping over to Ethereum, guys, we can see that we have cleared this box where Ethereum has actually failed about 5 of the 6 times it's been there. Only one other time has it been so high. And yeah, the all-time high according to Binance here is 48.68. We are not far away from that, guys. You can see we're at 47.22 at the moment. So there isn't really much volume holding us back up here. And yeah, if we close this candle here, guys, this would be the highest weekly candle close ever for Ethereum. Jumping over to the total market cap, guys, we're at 4.09 trillion. So this is significant, guys. We have never been so high in our history. Now, the total market cap excluding Bitcoin also is getting to a point where it hasn't been so high either. It's at 1.65 trillion at the moment, guys. 1.71 trillion is the monthly time frame resistance, and once we get by that, guys, it's pretty much all-time highs when it comes to the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. Now, jumping over to the Bitcoin monthly returns, guys, we are almost 5% for August. Now, we've had 3 Augusts that were negative in a row. So, yeah, and before we've only had 3 in a row back here in 2014, 15, and 16, and then we broke that mold with the significant gain here, 65%. Now, I don't think we're going to get 65% here in August, but, we're well above this average. The average is a little bit less than 2% at the moment, so this is looking pretty good, Now, if we go up to the quarterly returns here, guys, you can see Bitcoin is still doing quite well. It's like 41, 42% up, something like this. But look how, Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin here. This is just amazing. It's about, about 135, 136% to the upside in 2 quarters after this dismal, first quarter here. This was just terrible, guys. Zooming over to the Bitcoin dominance here on the chart, guys, it looks like this is about to get a green candle, unfortunately. But Bitcoin is going up, guys, so we're going to have to deal with these bounces here and there. On a weekly time frame, let's look at this. So it still looks pretty good on the weekly time frame. But yeah, the daily time frame, it may get a green candle here. But again, we are still under 60.46%, but this is a weekly time frame support and resistance. So keep that in mind. We're looking at this right now on the daily. We need to close a weekly below this. And when we look at the weekly, guys, it did get support here actually last week, unfortunately. One good thing though, guys, with the USDT dominance, people are actually spending their USDT. So we are going down here. But yeah, that dominance, the Bitcoin dominance is going up, but the USDT dominance is going down because people are putting back in their money into crypto. So this is a good thing. So we're at 4.04%. We're about halfway to this 3.8% support here. Jumping over to the DXY, guys, you can see the last couple of days have been down, so Bitcoin has gotten stronger during that period, and that's typically what happens, and vice versa. So keep that in mind. Now, if we take a look at the altcoin season index, it's a 49, so it's leaning more towards Bitcoin season, unfortunately, at the moment. Now, taking a look at the liquidation heat map, last 24 hours here, 408 million have been wrecked. So this is actually starting to come down a little bit. It was over 500 million, like 535 million, something like this, guys, very recently in the last several hours. Now, the fear and greed is a 73 at the moment. We get the next update in about 3 hours and 40 minutes. The bull market peak indicators still 0 from 30 have been hit, so that is very good, guys. And the best indicator, in my opinion, is this pi cycle top indicator. And again, it still hasn't crossed. Now, tomorrow on the economic calendar, guys, we got the PPI, so this is very important. We still have 2 more PPIs, and we have 1 more CPI before the next Fed meeting. Now, look at this, guys. This is very, very significant. And on FedWatch Tools, as you see here, it's a 93% chance that we're going to get a quarter-point cut. But look at this. I've been talking about this the last couple of videos. They're actually entertaining the idea of getting a half-point cut and 6.2%. So that's a little bit significant, and we do have to see what happens tomorrow with PPI, as well as the next CPI and the second PPI before September 17th, guys. At the moment also, guys, we have Trueflation showing less than 2% inflation. So I know this is not official, but a lot of people say that this is probably the best indicator. And yeah, 1.84% is well below the Fed's target. Now, if we take a look at Moodix, it's still risk-on sentiment, and that trend is growing. Today, positive day. So we have positive across the board, week, month, and year. So again, risk-on means crypto assets, guys. Now, taking a quick look at crypto bubbles, guys, you can see OKB is still up 125% on the day, guys. Earlier when I looked at it, it was like 170. Now, they did actually have some news that I found out, guys. Apparently, they've done some token burning and things like this, and the number of coins is about 60 million or something. But what's crazy is that all of the exchange tokens across the board pretty much went up. So you saw things like BGB, you had GT, you had KCS, and all these just went up. So it's kind of weird that it made everything go up, especially exchange tokens. But I guess other people are maybe expecting, hey, these other exchanges will make similar announcements. So I don't know. Anyways, guys, the more normal upsides that we have here are Arbitrum, of course, 15.4%. We have Ray at 12.1, Fartcoin 12.6, Arrow at 10.6. So, and then the rest of this is, you know, a little bit lower. I would say about 3 to 6% or so on average here. But the last hour, unfortunately, is a little bit negative. But anyways, let's put this back on the day. Now, if you want to stake your Arbitrum, guys, go to CoinOndo. There's 15 deals that it has here. Be careful. You do have to lock it up for some days. And guys, I would not lock it up for 360 days. I think that would be a little bit risky. Even 180 or 90 days, you just don't know what's going to happen. 30 days would be my max at this point, guys. But that's totally up to you. It's not financial advice. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Like I said, check out some of those deals that I have below, guys. It really helps me out, keeps this channel going, keeps me motivated, and of course I do get some commission, but it's very small, guys. Unless you're some mega trader, I'm not going to get much. It's really pennies, guys. I wish I could show you this, but we just don't have enough time in these videos. Anyways, I really thank you all for your support, and we're only 2 people shy now of 1,500 subscribers, guys. So if you're not subscribed, please do so. And guys, I will keep making these videos. I thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.